With ravishing alpine scenery and quaint villages oozing storybook charm, it's hard to beat Switzerland. From the opera house to Gothic underground rooms and the snow-crusted glaciers, Switzerland can sometimes feel like several countries in one, yet all with the slick packaging and punctuality for which it is famous. It also has some strong opinions and laws about resting, which we will be getting into later in this video, so stay tuned for this fun little bonus fact about Switzerland's blessed Sundays. Switzerland does have something for everyone. There's so much packed into Switzerland's borders that expats and visitors alike will find it difficult to decide where to visit next. But fear not. With our guide to the top 10 places to visit in Switzerland, you'll soon be exploring the stunning beauty of this unforgettable alpine gem. The Matterhorn. This pyramid-shaped giant is one of the world's most photographed mountains, which means it's a top place to visit in Switzerland. Standing at an impressive 4,478 meters, thrill-seeking mountaineers from around the globe descend to Switzerland to attempt the summit. If you're not feeling quite so energetic, why not stick to the cable car? The mountain is home to the highest cable car station in the Alps, which offers some excellent views of the mountain peak and beyond. It doesn't get much more Swiss than a trip to the Matterhorn. Château de Chillon. No trip to the Swiss Riviera is complete without checking out the medieval Château de Chillon. Located on an island in Lake Geneva near the popular town of Montreux, the castle dates back to the 10th century when it was used as a strategic water fort. Château de Chillon, or Chillon Castle, has inspired artists and writers for centuries. Lord Byron, Jean-Jacques Rousseau, and Victor Hugo are among the luminaries who have written about this architectural treasure. Once the stronghold of the Counts and Dukes of Savoy from the 12th century, the complex encompasses about 25 buildings clustered around 3 courtyards. Highlights include the Great Halls, with magnificent views of Lake Geneva, the Gothic underground rooms, the chapel, adorned with 14th century paintings, and the Camera Domini, a bedroom occupied by the Duke of Savoy, decorated with medieval murals. Jungfraujoch. The Jungfraujoch is an alpine wonderland that fully deserves its nickname of the top of Europe. Technically a glacier saddle between 2 mountains, the Jungfraujoch is one of the best and highest attractions in Switzerland. And don't let the altitude put you off. There's plenty for the whole family up there, from mountain climbing to tobogganing and much more. However, perhaps the most impressive attraction is the world-famous Jungfrau Railway. Starting at the Kleine Scheidegg, the train climbs up to 3,454 meters above sea level to Jungfraujoch, the highest railway station in Europe. Schweizerischer Nationalpark. In a country with amazing scenery at every turn, it can be hard to know where to go. But one thing for certain is that you'll want to visit the Swiss National Park near Zurich. As the country's only national park, it'll give you an idea of how the Alps were before tourism. From snow-crested glaciers to captivating meadows, this place has it all. There are plenty of hiking trails to choose from, each taking visitors past unforgettable sights. And if you're lucky, you might catch sight of some of the park's residents. Red squirrels, ibexes, and red deer all call this park home. Lake Geneva. Stretching from Geneva in the west to Lucerne in the east, Lake Geneva is one of Switzerland's most beautiful places. From the international bustle of Geneva to the many vineyards that crawl up the hillsides around the lake, there's plenty to do in the surrounding region. This French-speaking capital of peace is the European seat of the United Nations and exudes a pleasing blend of French joie de vivre and Swiss structure. Promenades, parks, and gardens surround the lake, and the old town is a lovely spot to stroll among the historic buildings. The Jet d'eau, a fountain in Lake Geneva shooting water 150 meters into the air, is a famous landmark. Cultural attractions include the Opera House and the Grand Theatre, which stages international acts. Lugano. See Switzerland in a whole new light with a trip to the southern city of Lugano. Nestled on the shores of the breathtaking Lake Lugano, the city dubbed the Monte Carlo of Switzerland blends Swiss and Italian cultures into an unforgettable weekend break. Home to plenty of museums and warmed by Mediterranean breezes, you might even think you're in nearby Italy when you visit. Outside the city, impressive villas are sprinkled around the lush hillsides that rise from the lake. Bern. Not only is the medieval city of Bern Switzerland's capital, but it's also one of its most enchanting places to visit. Walk around the old town's narrow cobblestone stones, and you'll soon realize just why the neighborhood is listed as a UNESCO World Heritage Site. All across Bern's historic center, you'll find a whole host of boutiques, bars, and bears. Yes, that's right. A family of bears, the city's symbol, lives at the city's amply named Bear Park just across the river from the old town. If that wasn't enough, the city hosts plenty of lively markets, including some memorable Christmas markets during Advent. Lucerne. In a country of picture-perfect lakeside cities, it doesn't get much more impressive than Lucerne. Surrounded by 3 large mountains, the compact medieval city sits on the shores of Lake Lucerne. Wandering around the captivating old town, you'll be forgiven for thinking you've stepped into a painting. There are ancient churches, bustling squares, and plenty of boutiques to explore as you marvel at the architectural wonder of the city. But the highlights is the Chapel Bridge, a covered wooden bridge that has been connecting the center of Lucerne since 1333. Rhine Falls. As Europe's most powerful waterfall, it's easy to see why Rhine Falls is one of the top things to do in Switzerland. Visitors can take in the beauty of the waterfall, located near the northern town of Schaffhausen, from several viewing decks. If you're feeling more adventurous, you can even rent a canoe and check out some nearby castles from the water. Every August, the falls host a spectacular firework display that attracts visitors from around the country as part of Switzerland's National Day celebrations. Zurich. And last but not least, no list of the top things to do in Switzerland would be complete without mentioning Zurich. The largest Swiss city, Zurich is also the social and cultural hub of the country. In fact, despite its world-renowned financial offerings, Zurich has a surprisingly bustling social scene. From the popular Pride Parade to Europe's largest street rave, a lot is going on. And if all that wasn't enough, the city's pretty easy on the eye. From the charming streets of the old town to the stunning scenery of Lake Zurich. Thank you for being patient, dear viewers. It's now time for the bonus fact. Switzerland is a country where people must have a free day on Sunday no matter what. It's kind of prohibited to work on Sundays in Switzerland as it is to work during the night. After 10 p.m. until 6 a.m., working hours are not encouraged, and this applies not only to Sundays but to other days of the week as well. You aren't allowed to mow the grass, you can't hang laundry, and you cannot recycle your trash. Switzerland is known for its recycling laws, but not on Sundays. If you're caught sending out the trash to the recycling centers close to you, you will be fined. If you cannot pay the fine, you can choose the option of a few days in jail. Yikes. Which one of these amazing places listed in our compilation is your top pick? Comment down below and let us know your thoughts. If you enjoyed the content, uplift the channel by hitting like, subscribe, and also ring the YouTube bell to meet us again in the following video. Until next time.